As for the righteous Muslims, the second greatest person after the prophets is a man called Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, the Amir al-Mu'mineen. He says to the Amin of this ummah, the trustworthy of this ummah, Abu Ubaidah Amr ibn Jarrah, he says to him, Inna kunna adalla qawm. We used to be the most humiliated of people. فَعَزَّنَ اللَّهُ بِالْإِسْلَامِ. Allah gave us glory by becoming Muslims with this religion of Islam. فَمَهْمَا نَطْلُبَ الْعِزَّ مِنْ غَيْرِ مَا عَزَّنَ اللَّهُ بِهِ أَضَّلَّنَا اللَّهُ. Look at these words of hikmah. Says, we used to be the most disgraced and humiliated people as Arabs. We had nothing as Arabs. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us strength with Islam. And if we seek strength from other than Islam, we shall be disgraced and humiliated once more. This applies even to our time. If the Arabs and the Muslims want back their strength, they should go back to Islam. They should go back to the reason that gave them glory and honor in this dunya. They Muslims were the most respected people in society for most of our history. We were the ones who had the best scientists, the best lecturers, the best leaders. Everyone wanted to be like a Muslim. They wanted to dress like us because they could see the glory and the honor of becoming a Muslims. You can see even pictures of 150 years ago, 120 years ago, the Austrian queen, she wears niqab, hijab, full hijab with the niqab. People used to be wanting to be like the Muslims all over the history. Where is this Izza, O Muslims? Have we forgotten this attribute that we get from the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala al-Aziz? Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, the earliest Muslims used to be very amazing with this regard of this attribute that is obligatory upon us to express. We should have our identity as Muslims. Be proud, you're a Muslim. No need to say Muslim, but I am a Muslim, but. Whatever actions are done by other Muslims is not your concern. You have Islam. That is the religion. Whatever Muslims do, that are the actions. Islam and Muslims, those are two different things. As a Muslim, you have to follow Islam. If you do not follow Islam and do something else, that is not Islam. That is something else. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, you have a man, a black man, a slave. He is taken in Mecca. They whip him. They beat him up thoroughly. They deny him food. They take him to the hot desert. They put a large rock on his stomach and they tell him, worship Allah and Uzza. Worship Allah and Uzza. And this man, look at the glory. Islam is firmly established in his heart. He only says, Ahadun Ahad. One God, one God. He knew that this word will harm his enemies, with his enemy even more than it harms him. Brothers and sisters in Islam, you know this black man. As a black man from East Africa, from the lands of Habasha, you know this man as Bilal ibn Rabah radiyallahu anhu. Have you not read his story? Look how he was persecuted by the people of Mecca. Then later on in year 8 of the Hijri calendar, he comes to the best city on earth, the city of Mecca. He comes to the most glorious place in the city of Mecca, the Kaaba. And he ascends to the Kaaba, to the top of the Kaaba, and he gives the adhan on top of the Kaaba. Look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised this man in dunya and akhirah. Glory, izzah, that we as Muslims should always have. Brothers and sisters in Islam, you have another Sahabi, he's called Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, radiyallahu anhu. He became a Muslim in Mecca. He comes to the Prophet teaches him Islam. The Prophet tells him, Oh Abu Dhar, don't go and tell the people that you've become a Muslim. He says, no, Ya Rasulullah, I shall go and make my identity clear to the people of Mecca. Whatever they want to do, if they want to kill me, if they want to harm me, let them do it. So he goes to the Kaaba, where the Quraysh are gathering, and he says to them, Ya ma'ashar al-Quraysh, Ya ma'ashar al-Quraysh, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. I bear witness that there's no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger. He made clearly his Islamic identity. There's no need to hide your identity as Muslims. What did the people of Mecca do to him? They started beating him up. They almost killed him until Abbas ibn Abdul Talib passed by and told the people of Mecca, "O people of Mecca, your caravans pass through the lands of this man, his tribe of Ghifar. If you kill him, your caravans will not be able to pass." And they let him go. He goes back to the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet asks him, "Did I not warn you?" Says, "Ya Rasulullah, it was something in my heart. I had to do it. It is something in my heart. I had to do it." So he lives and he goes to his people and he does da'wah to the people of Ghifar. You have another man, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, Ibn Abd, one of the greatest reciters of the Quran. One day he and his colleagues were sitting down, and they said, these people of Mecca, they are refusing to become Muslims for one reason only. They have not heard the Quran. They have not heard the Quran. Who will go recite the Quran upon them? Look at this young man, very thin man. He stands up, he says, I will go recite to them the Quran. They tell him, no, don't do it. You are a weak person. You don't have a strong tribe. You don't have a strong family. He says, no, I shall do it. He goes to the Kaaba and he starts reciting, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Ar-Rahman, علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان. He reads from the verses of Surah Ar-Rahman. The people of Quraysh, they are amazed. What is this beautiful thing that this man is reciting? Then one of them realizes that this is the Quran that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with. So they set out and start kicking him and beating him up, and he started bleeding. He comes back to his colleagues, injured, he's bloody, and the colleagues tell him, did we not tell you? Do not go do that. Look at the Izza of this man. Look at the strength that this man has, his iman. He says, Kalla, no. Even tomorrow I want to go do it again. I want to make these people of Makkah hear the Quran. Such is the identity that these Muslims had, the Sahaba. The Izza and the Sharaf they had. Brothers and sisters in Islam. There's a man also called Khabab ibn Arat from the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, ridwanullah alayhim. This man was a slave, but he was amongst the first 10 to accept Islam. He was tortured so badly. He was tortured so badly, but the people of Makkah were amazed with him. How can a slave become a Muslim and declare his faith so openly, yet he knows the consequences of that in Makkah? But this man was not afraid. However, the punishment became severe. One day his mistress, his honor, a lady, Ammar, she took a hot iron, and placed it on his head and burnt him with it. Khabbab ibn Arat radiallahu anhu and his companions, they went to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and they said to him, Ya Rasulullah, ala tad'u lana? Will you not make dua for us? Will you not make dua for us? The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was not very happy. Say to him, the previous people of Bani Israel, a Muslim amongst them, if he declared his faith and made his Muslim identity known, they will dig a trench and they will put him in that trench and cut him into 2 pieces. And some of them, they will take a metal brush and brush off their meat from their body. Such was the torture the Muslims used to experience in the Bani Israel, yet that will not make them go back on their faith. The Prophet ﷺ continues, he says, والله لا يتمن هذا الأمر حتى يسير راكب من صنعاء إلى حضرموت لا يخاف إلا الله أو ذئب على غنمه. He says, Wallahi, by Allah, Allah will make this affair prevalent. Islam will become everywhere. That a person will travel from Sana'a to Hadramaut. They shall not fear anything except Allah, and also the wolf attacking their sheep. Brothers and sisters in Islam, this is the Izzah of Islam.